Hey, it's Will Palmer with BizFinder SEO. I've been working with med spas for many years, and I want to create this video because it's crazy to me that nobody is really focused on the power of search engine optimization for their med spa. I want to convince you why search engine optimization and investing in that is a direct correlation to higher revenue, and why the top med spas in the country have a very large focus on SEO. So let's look at some stats. Just right off the bat, what do we know? Food for thought. Search traffic converts 10 times better than social media traffic. So when people get to your website through a social media ad or post that you're doing versus doing a search, say for cool sculpting in whatever city you're located in, or Botox, or anything else, microneedling, 10 times better conversion of traffic coming from an organic search versus social media. That's a lot. So for every one person that comes in from organic search, you need 10 people to come in from social media. It's the number one, SEO is the number one factor for lead generation. And that's according to 57% of business-to-business marketers. So why then do so few med spas actually focus on good SEO? And I have a theory, and it actually boils down to this. Social media may be sexy, but SEO still pays the bills. Everyone's talking about how their website should look, how their social media profiles should look, how they should do videos, focus on influencers, do Groupon. Listen, you showing up at the top of search results for what your potential new clients and customers are searching is key, right? And so here's the point of this quick presentation. I want to prove to you why that's the case with data. I want to show you that if you execute on an SEO strategy, it directly correlates to revenue, which is what everyone wants, to grow revenue, especially in this time of COVID and uncertainty. What can we prove to work? So here's a stat. If there's one thing I want to ensure that you understand, it is this statistic. It's the most important thing that the nation's top med spas in terms of revenue understand, which is this. Customer acquisition over time, when you invest in things like Google pay-per-click or paid ads or Facebook ads, if you put in a few $1,000s into that, you're paying for traffic, right? So that is going to lead to new customers immediately. It's like a switch you turn on. Most business owners are impatient. They want something that can be proven easily. They want something that's very transactional in terms of understanding. I spend money, I make money. The thing with SEO is that it's a longer term strategy. But here's the key. Look at this graph. Over time, within 3 months to 6 months, the same investment, let's say you spend $12,000 on paid ads on Facebook or Google, and the same amount of money on SEO, it has exponential growth. It's a hockey stick. It's like putting money into a 401k. You only need 3 or 6 months for this account to be doubling down, tripling down, like you would find when you're close to retirement, when all of a sudden your 401k is worth millions and millions. That's the same thing with SEO. It takes a little bit of time, but it pays dividends, okay? So here's how we calculate this. I'm going to show you, and by the way, if anyone wants to run some numbers for their metro, happy to do it. I just picked Tampa, Florida. I don't know why. I recently saw some friends from Tampa, and I picked cool sculpting. You can do the same thing for Botox, but I have some tools. Again, just message me or fill out the form below if you want to request an SEO audit for your med spa. And I'll put in what areas you want more business from, what products or services you want to sell more of, and we'll figure out what kind of investment it's going to take and what kind of return on investment you can expect. So quick example, cool sculpting Tampa. I can put this into my SEMrush tool and see that there's around 710 searches per month for cool sculpting related service kind of inquiries on Google, okay? The number one is just cool sculpting Tampa. So what I'm actually able to see, which is really an amazing thing with this paid tool, is who's number one, what kind of SEO are they doing to be number one, and then what results are they getting from that. So here's an example. I don't work with this client, and I don't know them, but this tamparejuvenation.com/cool sculpting, this website page, I'll just open it up real quick, is the number one ranking page for Tampa Cool Sculpting. It's right here. This page is getting approximately 241 visits per month from organic traffic, unpaid organic search results. So if I type in Cool Sculpting Tampa into Google, #1 right here. So we know some stats on how many clicks this person's getting right here. We also know, I'm gonna actually open this so we can actually monetize this opportunity. And again, I can do this for anybody that wants to. So the number of monthly search clicks to your website, if you're ranked #1, is 241, as we see. I'll just throw that in here. And there's a lot of others. I mean, you can see Vein Center Tampa, interestingly, is getting, 116. The third position is getting 74, fourth 43, but that's just for the single keyword. And you can see there's tons of volume for different keywords like Cool Sculpting Tampa Cost, specials, adding FL for Florida. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, is the great thing. So we know that on average, this is a Google stat, percent of clicks that become a new lead, which is somebody that calls your med spa or fills out some kind of web form inquiring specifically about a consultation for Cool Sculpting, percent of clicks is 16%. Okay. So if you have 241 clicks and 16% of those become a lead, you have 15 new leads a month from SEO. Now, what percent of those become a client? For Cool Sculpting, it's not going to be as high as, say, Botox or a facial or IPL, something like that, right? So let's say, I don't know, I'll be conservative and say, 33. Let's say 1 out of 3. And let's say your average revenue per Cool Sculpting client is higher than most things. It's $2,800. So if you have 1 out of 3 leads decide they're going to do Cool Sculpting at an average of $2,800 per revenue, and you spent only $2,500 a month to rank in a top position for Cool Sculpting Tampa related keywords like that company we showed you, you would be getting a gross monthly profit of over $11,000 and a gross annual profit of $137,000. That doesn't include lifetime value of your client, meaning they're going to come back more than once. They're going to buy other services. It doesn't include those clients referring other people to your med spa. There's a lot of other factors that actually go into the gross annual revenue. But in terms of just breaking this down as simply as we can, would you spend $2,500 a month to make an additional $11,400 a month on top of that? Yes, of course you would. So that's the power of SEO. And that's what I'm here to convince people to really look at. Here's the best thing. It's kind of low-hanging fruit. Most med spas I talk to, whether they're through AnSpa or other membership groups or just people that are trying to figure out what's the sort of silver bullet marketing tactic nowadays. Look, SEO is always going to be the core revenue and lead generation tool. But remember, it's not as sexy as some of this other stuff. But if you believe me, and I can show you how we execute at BizFinder for med spas to get top position in SEO, because we do it very differently than most people, because I think, frankly, most SEO companies are kind of BS. And that's why I started this company. You will make more revenue. So if you're interested in getting sort of an SEO audit for your med spa, looking at what your market opportunity is for your metro and for the kinds of services you want to promote and sell more of, just fill out the form below and we'll do a no obligation call just like this, one-on-one on Zoom, and I'll share with you what that looks like and share with you a personal recommendation for your med spa that will help get you ahead and #1 of the competition. And I'm going to really take first come, first serve. I don't want to have any conflicting clients in the same metro for the same types of services or procedures. So it's first come, first serve. I would definitely jump on this opportunity, even if you don't end up working with us, which I hope isn't the case. But even if you don't, you're going to learn some really great information on what this revenue opportunity looks like and how you can leverage it now or into the future. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on a Zoom call soon. Take care.